of From the Suggestion Box, navigating feedback, the good, the bad, and the say what? Not letting the good stuff go to your head or the bad stuff go to your heart. Today, my special guest is Mr. Michael Lee, better known as Motivational Mike. He was born in Tribbett, Mississippi, and grew up in Flint, Michigan, and has been a motivational speaker since 1984 when he had a brush with the law, which changed his life forever. He's spoken at several high schools, colleges, and universities, to include Bethune Cookman University, and speaks with prisoners all over the country regarding the importance of making choices. He is a huge advocate for mentoring youth and has won many awards, and as an entrepreneur has formed both a nonprofit organization called Operation Heal, in which he caters to youth and the homeless, as well as a for-profit business called Unique Carpet, Tile, and Upholstery, which is seeing a lot of success. Michael, welcome! Motivational Mike, I'm so ready for us to be motivated today. How are you? I'm so glad that you are here.
I'm doing fine.
Okay.
I'm more excited to be here.
Good. So let's just dive right in. This whole podcast is about feedback and really tackling the tough stuff that people will give us that sometimes can even hurt, but it's necessary for us to grow. So I'm just going to throw it right at you. Do you have any type of feedback that you've ever received that you were like, man, it hurt, but it was like, okay, I needed this in order to become better, in order to grow my business, in order to grow whatever? Tell us about it.
Well, I'll never forget when I first started doing carpet and tile cleaning. I went to this customer house in Parkland in an area called Huron Bay.
Okay.
I had to go do this huge, humongous house. And I cleaned the carpet. I just knew it was perfect. But when my boss came and he looked at the carpet, I had to do the carpet all over because he said, you put too much water. And it took me almost 2.5 hours to do that house. So I had to go do another 2.5 hours.
Oh.
That was the worst ever experience I ever had, especially in the field of business that I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
Told me, but I understood it because he said that when you have a lot of water in the carpet, it's called brown out. It'll make the carpet turn brown as it dry.
Oh.
Other than that, I'll have to buy them people a whole lot of new carpet.
Yeah, we don't want that.
They do it all back over again to make it right.
Oh, so were you mad at him or upset with him when he first told you, or were you like, what are you talking about?
I was pretty upset, when he first told me, because I thought I was finished. I was sweating, pulling hoses upstairs, going from room to room, trying to manage these hoses. It's get tiresome. I was soaking wet. And then I realized when I came downstairs, I got to pull these hoses all the way back upstairs. So I was pissed. Very.
I can imagine. Oh my gosh, the pain of it all. The pain. Yes. Yeah. That's just, but the best part about that, it was a learning experience. And I bet you never made that mistake again.
Never. Now I preach that same speech now.
Yes. So speaking of, I know you do a lot of work with youth and prisoners and talking with them. So whenever you go into either environment, have you ever had a message to give them where they just didn't respond to it well, and you kind of had to like shake them up a little bit and be like, look, you may not want to hear this, but.
Oh yeah, especially when I talk about choices. Choices is one of my top speeches that I give, and a lot of people understand about Motivational Mike is Motivational Mike never wrote a speech in his life. Everything I speak, it comes from the heart, because I feel like if I write a speech, I'm telling you what you want to hear. But if I come from the heart, I'm telling you what you need to hear.
Yes.
When I go to talking about choices, and especially when I ask the question, I got this thing that I do where I make everybody close their eyes.
Mm-hmm.
In this story. And in this story, if I may share it with you and your audience, is that I tell everybody, I say, close your eyes. I said, I want you to go with me. I said, here go a guy, snatched a woman's purse. He got $10,000 in it. He running through Liberty City. He jumped one fence. He jumped two fences. All of a sudden, he just got one more fence and he'll get away. I said, how many of y'all want to see him get away? So when the guys raised their hand, I said, now open your eyes. So when they already open their eyes, I said, you know what? You're not ready for freedom. I said, that's what you call criminal thinking. I said, because if you have change, you would say you wouldn't raise your hand. You would want to see him get caught. So if you raise your hand and said that you want to see him get away, that means you haven't changed at all. That means you defeat the purpose of getting out. That means you need to stay here in prison. Oh boy, they get pissed when I say that.
Ooh,
But that's my job. My job is to piss you off so I can make you think. I'm not there to make you feel good. I'm not there to tell you what you want to hear. I'm there to tell you what you need to hear.
Yes, that is, woo, I love it. I love it. I love it. Because a lot of people who are listening to this, they manage volunteers, they manage interns. And one of the things that often we fall into is people pleasing, and we want to be nice to everybody, and we want to tell them what they want to hear and all that. But all that ends up doing is getting us in trouble, because now the job that we need them to get done isn't getting done, or they feel like they're entitled to do whatever, and sometimes we're afraid to put our proverbial foot down and just say, no, this is what it needs to be, and I'm going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear, because that is what is going to help us all get the necessary job done, whatever it happens to be.
Exactly.
Yikes.
You know.
Yikes. So how do they? I mean, so when they respond and they're upset, like, what do you do to?
So usually what happened, Nicole, is that they'll be upset for that moment, but with the end of the program, they're easier to me. Mike, can I talk to you for a minute? They're like, man, you know what, boy, you cut me, man, but I received what you said.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And a lot of these guys who have gotten out, that was under the sound of my voice, they're doing very well. And, like I tell them, when you come, you got to come out with the mindset that society don't owe you anything. Because, see, some of those guys on the inside got this mindset, somebody owe them something. No, did nobody put you there? You put yourself there. Owe you anything. Don't come out looking for a handout. Come out looking for a hand up. You know what I'm saying? So it's okay to get a hand up, but don't look for a handout, because don't nobody owe you anything. So,
Lord have mercy, that's good stuff. That is good stuff.
So, but they receive it, because they know Motivational Mike, I don't water down anything. What you see is what you get.
Right.
I'm not concerned about your feelings.
So, wait, say that again?
I'm not concerned about your feelings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want you upset. I want you pissed off at me. That let me know my message is reaching you. I'm not into feel-good messages.
Yeah.
Feel good is okay, but I want you pissed off a little bit, because now you're going to go back home and you're going to think. You're going to think now.
It's very true.
So, that's how I learned. Somebody had to get on me or say something to me to hurt my feeling to get me to be the man I am today.
So, speaking of which, do you feel, I mean, and I don't know, because I don't even know if this is the right question, but I'm going to ask it. In terms of how women respond to feedback and how men respond to feedback, have you noticed a difference between when you're speaking to a group of women or if you're speaking to a group of men?
The women are more vocal.
Really? What do you mean?
Oh, they're going to say the first thing come on top of their head. Come to their mind, they saying it. Men more reserved, they respond with the reaction on their face. Women is more vocal. Whatever they thinking, they finna let it out. They're going to let you have it. They're going to tell you how they feel. Especially if you just struck a nerve.
Yeah.
They really going to be very vocal. Men just show you with their face and their body language that they don't like what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? But women, it's going to be body language. It's going to be verbal. It's going to be a few choice words. So you have to be ready. I
love it. I love it. Okay,
Yeah.
so tell me this. So with your nonprofit organization, Operation Heal, how many people work that organization with you, or is it just you? Do you have like volunteers that help you?
Well, lately what happened, I had to end up, it's non-active as of today.
Okay.
Because of business, because once my business started flourishing, I couldn't focus on both.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And at times I have trust issues because I take pride in what I do. you have to be mindful who you delegate something to.
Yes.
Because I'm a hands person. I'm very hands-on. It's like when every time I get a new customer, instead of me having one of my guys to go see one of these, no. I'm going to that customer first. I want them to meet the owner.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to know what they're getting when they hire Michael Lee.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The carpet tile, they getting 5-star all day, every day.
Yes. I love it. That excellence, that standard of excellence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So right now, I work with kids, but since COVID-19, I haven't been able to do anything. Everything been on a standstill, but as soon as everything clear up, I get back active with kids. Some kids I still talk to over the phone.
Mm-hmm.
I call them, but they'll call me and check in with me. I check in with them. So I'm still communicating over the phone with some kids. So I'm just waiting on some new kids now.
Okay.
I like the kids that don't nobody want to have nothing to do with. Those the kids that I like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So are you the only one that works directly with the kids, or do you have people that help you?
No, I have a couple other friends of mine that's our ex-felons. We work with the kids, and then, like I said, it all depends on where I go. Because, like, sometimes it be people that's already there that I just get invited to it. It might be 10 males, and we all pick up some kids or whatever to work with. But then sometimes I just pick random kids that I run into, like yesterday, not yesterday, Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And I see guys walking with their pants down, their drawers show. Hey, man, come on, let me holler at you. And I just approach them. I tell them, I say, you know where that come from? Like, no, man, this just a style. No, that come from prison. Explain to them the history about the pants being sad. And when they hear the story, the first thing they do, they hurry up and pull their pants up now. You know what I mean? So I would infringe upon them to mentor them, whether they want to or not.
Mm-hmm.
They just take a liking to Motivational Mike and it's on and popping.
I love it.
I
love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So, so in your business, right? You, or even in your nonprofit, or just in everything that you've done, you've had to manage a group of people here and there, right?
Yes.
Have you ever had to give any of them tough feedback, or even good feedback? Maybe they were doing a really, really good job, or maybe there was something that they needed to improve, and like maybe you had to have a tough conversation. But I feel like you don't have tough conversations, you just have conversations, and then it just kind of goes however. But exactly. How do you tell somebody who maybe isn't doing well that they need to do better?
Well, the first thing what I do is I say to them, I go to them, not hard. I say, let me show you something. And I do it by example. Like if I got a guy doing something like with upholstery, and I see that you're not doing it the way I like it, I say, wait a minute, let me see that. Let me show you something. And I demonstrated myself. I said, now look at this and look what you did. You see the difference? And they're like, oh, okay. Now, if you do it this way, this is the results you're going to get. Wait, we got to go back over and over and over again till we get it right. I'm not here to be here all day.
Yeah.
We're going to get this done right the first time, and we're going to be done with it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm not afraid to fire you. I'm not, because my reputation on the line. And my reputation means everything to me.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but a lot of guys be receptive because it's the way I go to them. I don't go like I'm talking down to them. I talk up to them. Because I don't like nobody to talk down to me. Don't talk up to me. But when you talk down to me, you make me feel less.
So what do you mean exactly? Like I love that, but what exactly do you mean? So if somebody had to, if they're finished listening to this and they have to go to talk to somebody, what do you mean by talk up to them?
Well, you can give constructive criticism and inspire them and motivate them at the same time.
Yes.
Don't feel bad and they can receive what you're saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I love that. I love everything that you are saying. I'm like processing it because just everything that you're saying is so valid. And especially with a lot of what the people who might be listening, right? They, like I said, they might manage volunteers or interns, and there's a way, if there's a project that has to that has to get done. Because a lot of times, sometimes people will be like, and it's not necessarily the managers of volunteers, right? Because what will happen is somebody in the organization will say, hey, do you have a volunteer that can come and help us with this? And we find them a volunteer and we send them off with that person. And then that person might just give it to them and walk away and then get upset when the volunteer or intern doesn't do it correctly. But what you said was powerful, meaning even in our coaching of the person who is taking on the volunteer or intern for that moment or for that day,
Right.
if they take the time to show them and be like, this is what we are looking for, this is how we would like it to be done, spending that 5 or 10 minutes can save hours on the back end. And that is huge. That is huge. And then I love how you said, talking up to them, not necessarily, oh, this is crap, and like, hey, let me show you. Maybe if we do it this way and look at how it's going to turn out. And like you said, giving them criticism and inspiring them at the same time, that is huge. That is huge.
Yeah.
That is huge. And it's really the difference between somebody wanting to come back and work for you harder or want to work in such a way that they are doing a good job, and somebody who's just like, well, screw it, I don't care. Or maybe only do it halfway and then never come back, or, all of these different things, because it's really all in how you treat somebody that makes the world of difference and can take it. Like it could just be the difference between having somebody for a day and having somebody for a year, that dedication and that loyalty. So that's awesome. That is awesome. Motivational Mike, since we're talking about choices, is there anything else that you want to tell us about anything? It's up to you.
What can I tell you? Well, all that I can say is that whatever you get involved in or whatever you choose to do, whether it's business or personal, be the best at it. You know what I mean? Be the best. And, I do everything I can to stay away from that word try. I tell people, get away from that word try.
Yeah.
Put the word Nike in your mind. Just do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I feel like when you say the word try, you're setting yourself up for failure. See, if I show you this phone in my hand, and if I say pick it up, and you go to pick it up, you didn't try to pick it up, you picked it up. There's two things. You can pick it up or you don't pick it up. So if I just do it like Nike, say I just pick it up and go about my business.
Yeah.
I'm trying. Instead of looking at this phone, it ain't but one way to get it. It's just grabbing it. You don't have to try to figure out, busting your brain off. You're setting yourself up for failure. Just do it and go about your business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But and people have to understand too. It's a saying that I always say: it's two kind of people in this world. It's those who know and those who don't know. The difference between the two is knowledge. I learned about knowledge. Knowledge is power. Once you get knowledge of anything, can nobody take that from you. That's yours. And another thing is, I tell people, I say the key to understand is communication. Without communication, there's no understanding. As long as you can communicate and you can receive the communication back and you can have a decent dialogue, oh man, you open up and learn, man. You can learn a lot. And that's what we have to do. We have to humble ourselves. That's why God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. We hear more and talk less.
Oh man, repeat that one more time just in case everybody didn't hear it.
That's why God gave us 2 ears. That way we can hear more and talk less. He gave us 1 mouth, so he wants you to talk less, but he gave you 2 ears so you can hear more. You know what I mean? And just talk less. That's it.
I love it. I love it. That's even a line right out of Hamilton. Well, sort of, kind of. He was like, talk less, smile more.
Yeah, exactly.
But
exactly.
It's true, because it's amazing what you can find out when you just set yourself up to listen. And listening is probably one of the most powerful tools that we have. And we don't really do it very well. Or a lot of times people listen to to return or like listen to answer instead of listening to hear. And so it is a big difference in that.
See, some people hear you, but they're not listening to you. Hearing one ear and they come out the other one. Listening means it comes in and stop and you dissect everything that was said to you. You know? So, but when you just hear it, it's here and it's gone. It's gone. Yeah, I heard you. It's going out the other ear though. But when I'm listening, it comes in and it stops and it mirrors names. And I ponder on it. I like, okay. Then we analyze it.
Yeah.
And then some people ask me, say, Michael, is it true that you don't like to give advice? I said, no, I do not. They said, why is that? I said, well, if I give you advice and it failed, you're going to blame me. If I give you advice and it worked, you're going to depend on me. So what I say is, I say, well, Nicole, if I was you, this is what I would do. And then I will share with you, then 9 out of 10, you would say, you know what, you just gave me an idea. No, 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 no. The idea was in you all the time. I just say something to bring it out of you. So when you make that decision, it's your decision and not mine. That means I'm in the clear. So whatever happened is on the code, not me.
Well, but the good thing about that too, it's also that adage of, if you give a man a fish, you feed him for the day. But if you teach him how to fish, you feed him for life. So getting people to learn and getting people to learn and figure out how to come up with solutions on their own, right? Instead of always giving them the solution, is going to help them, because like you said, they don't always have to be calling you back 10 years later. Hey, Motivational Mike, remember, they've developed the tools that they needed to learn how to make good decisions and come up with solutions on their own. So that, I like it. I'm never giving anybody any advice ever again, except for maybe my kid. I'm going to be in her ear forever. I don't care. Whether she wants it or not. No. Alrighty. So this has been amazing. I have 2 more questions for you. The first one is, name one accomplishment or something that you've had to overcome, challenge that you've had to overcome, that you are extremely proud of so far in life.
Oh man, I got a few of those. So I'm just going to give you one of them. I wouldn't have all day. It'd take me all day to give you all of them. I think one of the biggest accomplishments that I'm proud of that I had to overcome is when I got fired on my last job.
Okay.
Anybody who know my story, that heard my story, they know my past. I was incarcerated for 27 and a half years for a murder I didn't even see. And when I look back over my life, it's one of the best experiences. And I think had not I went through that experience, I wouldn't be half the man I am today. And I begin to think that sometimes God will put you in a place just to mold you and shape you to be the man that he wants you to be. We might not understand it then, but once you get to what he's getting you to, then you can look back and say, okay, God, now I understand. I understood why you did, but you didn't put me there. You allowed me to go there. Because you stopped it, but he allowed. Satan put me there. Allow it to happen. So, but my last job was with this company. I'm not going to put their name out there.
Yeah, no, don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm not going to put their name out there. But they fired me for one string of hair that was on the stairs. The investor came after I had left and cleaned his house. And he saw one string of hair and went ballistic, called my boss. And the man told me, he said, Mike, I got to let you go because you're going to make me lose my contract. I said, are you serious? I said, man, for a string of hair? I said, I'm making this company almost $7,000 a week. I said, okay. I stood up. I shook his hand. I said, I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity. I went home, at that time I was married. I'm divorced now. And I laid in my bed. I'm just sitting there thinking with my hands behind my head like this, thinking. I jumped up out of the bed. I went in the kitchen. I said, I'm finna be a boss. So my wife at the time, she said, what do you mean? I said, I ain't working for nobody no more. I said, I'm finna be a boss. I said, I know this thing inside out now. I said, if I can make him $7,000 a week, I can make myself $4,000 a week. So I got on my laptop. I went to Sunbiz. I said, now I got to think of a name. I said, Unique Carpet Tile. I said, yeah, I want to be unique. I don't want to be like nobody else. I registered, paid it. With the RS, I got my EIN number, 5 minutes. I said, okay. I had a portable machine that my first boss who trained me how to do what I do today, he's my mentor. And to throw this machine away. I said, man, let me have it. He said, man, that machine ain't no good. I said, I kept it. I put it on my patio, not knowing that I needed that machine down the line 4 years later, 3 years later. I took the machine, put it in the shop. I said, oh my God, look, it's gonna cost me a lot of money. I said, but I need it. They called me and said, Michael, your machine is ready. I said, man, how much owe you? They said, $50. I said, what? I said, okay, paid for it. I used to take this machine and put it in the back seat of my car. I put my chemicals in the back seat. People used to call me and say, Michael, can y'all book me? I said, well, I don't work for them no more. I work for myself. Well, can you come? Sure, I can. I come out of the back seat of my car. I'm doing area rugs. I'm doing carpet. I got me a little job. Next thing you know, I got me a van. Now I need me some machines to go in this van. Now this machine that I need costs $13,000. I don't have $13,000. So what ended up happening is a friend of mine told me about vocational rehabilitation on David Extension. I go out to vocation. I love vocational rehabilitation. Shout out to vocation rehabilitation. Shout out to Miss Joni Wise. Shout out to Miss Regina Boston. Those people who made me who I am today to be successful. So I go there and they told me, they said, well, Michael, you know, we don't do that here. I said, ma'am, I know y'all give out money. They said, no, we don't do that here. I said, okay. So what I did, I went back the next day. They said, why are you back here? I said, well, you didn't give me no money yesterday, so I figured you'd give me some money today. He said, ain't nothing changed. I went back the third day. Michael, why are you here? I said, well, you didn't give me no day before yesterday. You didn't give me no yesterday. I know you had a good night's sleep, so you'll give me something. I said, come on in my office. Went in the office. Everything they said I needed, I had it. I had it. 11 months later, I got $17,400. I haven't looked back. Now, business now going on 4 years.
Love it.
So when people put in Google right now that they need carpet cleaner upholstery, guess who pop up?
Oh, unique. Yes.
5-star rating. 5-star rating. You know?
Yes. I love it. I love it. That tenacious spirit of just not giving up. I love it.
Les Brown, you know what, Nicole? I'll never forget Les Brown, who's one of my favorite speakers, him and Zig Ziglar.
Yeah.
Les Brown said, if you fall, always try to land on your back, because if you could look up, you could get up. And that just stood with me. You know what I mean? That just stood with me. Yeah. You know? So when I failed, I landed on my back, but I was looking up. I got up, dust myself off, and didn't have no pity party. And that same guy that fired me, I saw him about a year and a half, 2 years later. I saw him at a Dunkin' Donuts. Him and his 2 kids. He said, hey, man, how you doing? He said, what company is you working for? I said, what company I work for? I said, let me give you a card.
Yes.
They had the audacity to say, well, if you get too much work, man, give me a call. I said, I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. Exactly. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow. I love it. I love it. And one of the things that I just, besides the fact of your just tenaciousness of everything, one of the things that you said is you had a mentor, and I'm always saying, get a mentor, get somebody to coach you through it. All of the greats had mentors, all of the greats, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, they all had a coach. They didn't get there on their own. They had a coach and people who were looking out for them, looking from the outside, guiding them and giving them tips. Yes, they had the talent. Yes, they had the will to work, but you need somebody to help guide you to where you need to be. And look, and here's another example. All the greats, Motivational Mike had a coach. Love it. Okay. So last thing. So this is my book, right? The 3,000 questions about me. So I'm going to ask you to choose a number between 1 and 3,000, and then you answer it, and then I answer it. And if you don't like it, we can change the question. So pick a number 1 through 3,000.
31.
All right, 31. Okay. Let's see. Oh, man, these are really good. What is your greatest regret?
My greatest regret is going to prison. Being in prison and watching the 5 o'clock news, somebody murdered my mom. And I wasn't there to protect her. That's my greatest regret.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. That's my greatest. I should have been there to protect her. And I wasn't. So I felt like I failed her. You know? Yeah.
Man. Well, you've done so much since then that, I mean, I don't know if it's even appropriate to say, that it's made up for it. Because I don't know if that's something that you can ever, get past. But I do believe that she would be extremely proud of everything that you've done, because you've been a motivation to me, a motivation to many, many other people, and getting them back on the right path to do what they need to do, to be there for their families, which I think, what better way to show her honor that way. I think that's really, really good. Man.
And that's something you always hear me tell kids. You know, I always ask the question, I don't care where I go at, when kids involved, even grown-ups. I ask them, how many of y'all still have your mom? You know, they're raising her. I said, listen, if you don't do nothing else, I'm challenging each and every one of you. When you leave here, go and give your mom a hug and kiss and tell her that you love her and you appreciate her. Don't wait till she died, because you can't do it then.
Right.
Do it now while she's living. Don't wait till Mother's Day to buy flowers. Buy them now so she can smell them. It's amazing how a dead person can get so many flowers. But when they was living, you wouldn't stop by and give them one. I don't understand that for the life of me. Your dead person get nice clothes, nice shoes, they get nice everything. You even throw a party for them, and they ain't even here. But when they was here, you didn't do none of it. They weren't even in your thoughts. It's sad. You know what I mean? It is so we got things so backwards. No, celebrate the living, not the dead.
Whew!
You know what I mean? Yeah, celebrate the living. You know, we're going to celebrate. Let's celebrate right now. If Nicole wants to be celebrating now so she could enjoy it. You know what I mean? When you gone, you don't know nothing about none of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, if you celebrate you now, you can say, okay, I enjoyed this. And everybody can reflect and say, oh, man, we had a good time, boy. Me and Nicole, da-da-da. We honored her. We bought her flowers, fruit bowl. We watched her eat those fruit. Now we made memories.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Nah, so everybody want to buy people flowers when they dead. That's so crazy.
Yeah. Man. Okay. Well, gee, I don't even want to answer the question now. That was way too powerful. Like, I don't even know. Mine is something like not my I don't know. I don't even know. Let me think. What is my greatest regret? My greatest regret would be, I would say, eloping and running off and getting married without telling my mom when I was in college. Yeah, that's a good one. That hurt. Yeah, that hurt a lot of people.
Oh, I know she was hurt, boy.
She was mad. Yeah, young and dumb. So, yeah,
wow.
Yeah, that would be mine.
Whoa. If I was your dad, I'd have been pissed.
Oh, yeah. That's a story for another day. So, with that being said,
that's another book.
Yeah,
another
it really
best.
is.
No, that book won't be called Game On. That's Game Off.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. So, I am okay. So, a couple of things. Number one, how can people reach you? What is there like? I know you said you could just do a Google, but do you have like?
They can reach me. A lot of people could call me, or they could text me. They can go to Facebook. They can go to Twitter.
Is it Motivational Mike, or is it?
Yes, Motivational Mike.
Okay. So I'll make sure.
My email is motivationalmike@gmail.com. Instagram is Motivational Mike. Facebook, they can go Motivational Mike. They can also go Mike. Then in parentheses, it have Motivational Mike.
Okay.
So it's two different pages. You got Mike, then Motivational Mike in parentheses.
Okay.
Then you have Motivational Mike page as well.
Nice. And are you on LinkedIn?
Yes, I'm on LinkedIn. They go just Michael Lee.
Okay.
Or they type in you need carpet tile and upholstery cleaning, then it should pull my name up, Michael Lee.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. So you know what? I am just so encouraged and so thrilled, and just with everything that you're doing. Get your address after all of this is over. But this was a journal that I created. I don't know if you can see it.
I see it.
Okay. It's called 101 Affirmations for Entrepreneurs. And the same that you were talking about, sometimes you just have to do it. And it's just, different things in there, just reminding you, especially being an entrepreneur, how challenging it can be sometimes, but it's just different. It's just words that you can use, and it's just be encouraged. Sometimes the right decisions are the most difficult ones. You are tougher than you realize. Remember to help others along the way. And so if you need to take notes, or you just need to be motivated while you're doing all your thing, but you at the point, you Motivational Mike, you could probably have written this yourself, but I'm going to send that to you as a thank you, because you have absolutely encouraged me. And I'm sure everybody else watching this, it will be absolutely encouraged as well. And I cannot thank you enough for spending this time with me today. Thank you so much for everything.
You awesome people, Nicole. You're very awesome. From the first day I met you, you are awesome, and I enjoy meeting you, your family, your husband, and it's just great. And we've been friends ever since, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
such a great job at the school. Oh my God, she is the bomb. She is awesome. She is awesome. She got those kids going, boy. Anytime you need me, Nicole, to speak or whatever, you can always count me in.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
I look at you like my little sister.
Oh, thank you. Oh, yay. I love it. And just the support that you've given me, I can't say thank you enough. So,
you can count on me.
Yes. So, and to all of you watching, thank you so much for joining us again for From the Suggestion Box, navigating feedback, the good, the bad, and the say what? Not letting the good stuff go to your head and the bad stuff go to your heart. And we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Y'all later.